They didn't appreciate you when you were around. They didn't see your value when you gave them your time, your energy, your loyalty. But now that you've walked away, they feel it. They notice the silence. They recognize the absence of your presence. And suddenly, they realize you weren't just anyone. You were irreplaceable. This is the harsh truth about life. People often don't recognize the worth of something until it's no longer within reach. When you were available, they took advantage. When you were giving, they drained you. But the moment you decided enough was enough, the moment you reclaimed your power, they were left standing in the ruins of what they once had. And now, they're thinking about you, wondering if they could have done things differently, asking themselves why they didn't appreciate you when they had the chance. But here's the thing, it's too late. If this message is hitting home, drop A in the comments. Let's make this real. Who in your life didn't realize what they had until you were gone? Let's talk about it. And if you've ever felt unappreciated, if you've ever walked away from a situation where your worth wasn't seen, hit that like button, because this one is for you. Now let's break this down. Why do people only appreciate you after you leave? And more importantly, what happens when they finally wake up and realize what they lost? Let's dive deep. 1. The psychology behind why they didn't appreciate you. Most people take things for granted when they believe something or someone will always be there. It's human nature. We assume the sun will rise, the air will be there to breathe, and the people in our lives will remain unchanged. But here's what they fail to realize. Nothing lasts forever, especially not the presence of someone who is no longer being valued. When you were around, they got used to your kindness. They expected your support. They assumed you'd always show up, always forgive, always be there when they needed you. They never stopped to think, what if one day this person decides they've had enough? But then, the moment you left, the illusion shattered. That's when the silence hit them. That's when they realized all the things you did, all the effort you put in, all the love you gave. And suddenly, you weren't just that person anymore. You became a loss. 2. The moment of realization. When it hits them. There's always that moment when it finally sinks in. Maybe it happens when they go to text you and realize you're no longer responding. Maybe it's when they see you out in the world, thriving without them. Or worse, maybe it's when they need you, and you're no longer there to catch them. This is when the regret kicks in. They start replaying moments in their head, thinking about all the ways they could have treated you better. They wonder if they should reach out, apologize, or even beg for another chance. But the question is, should they even get one? 3. Why walking away was the best thing you ever did. Let's get real. Walking away wasn't easy. It hurt. It made you question yourself. Maybe you even second-guessed your decision, wondering if you should have stayed and fought for them to see your worth. But here's the truth. The moment you walked away, you reclaimed your power. You stopped waiting for validation from people who were blind to your value. You stopped wasting your time on those who only knew how to take. And instead of pouring your energy into people who didn't deserve it, you started investing in yourself. That's when the transformation happened. You grew. You leveled up. And most importantly, you became someone who no longer settles for less than they deserve. 4. The hard truth. Not everyone deserves a second chance. By the time they realize what they lost, you've already become someone new. You've built strength from the pain they caused. And now, they're faced with a version of you they can no longer access. And while they may come back, knocking on your door, the reality is that not everyone deserves to be let back in. If they only want you now because they feel lonely, that's not love. If they only appreciate you because you're no longer available, that's not respect. If they regret losing you but never truly valued you, that's not change. They had their chance, and now they have to live with the consequences of their choices. 5. When people see you thriving without them, one of the most powerful things you can do is move forward. Not in bitterness, not in anger, but in complete undeniable success. When they see you glowing, growing, and thriving without them, it will hit them even harder. Because now, they realize you never needed them. They needed you. And nothing stings more than watching someone you took for granted become untouchable. So keep going, keep rising, because your future doesn't include people who didn't appreciate you when they had the chance. 6. The tables have turned. Now, it's their turn to feel the loss. Life has a way of teaching people the lessons they refused to learn when they had the chance. The same ones who dismissed you, underestimated you, and made you feel invisible are now the ones feeling your absence like a void that can't be filled. At first, they might have thought they were fine without you. Maybe they even acted like they didn't care. But as time passed, they started noticing something. The conversations aren't as deep as they were with you. The energy around them feels empty because you were the light. The new people in their life don't give them the same patience, love, or understanding. And that's when it really hits. The reality they once took for granted, where you were always there, always caring, always present, is gone. Now, they're left with the realization that they let something rare slip through their fingers. 7. But here's the truth. You're not looking back. It's tempting to relish in the fact that they're feeling your loss. After all, it's what they deserve, right? But the truth is, you're too busy moving forward to care. Because your journey isn't about proving a point to them. It's not about making them regret losing you. It's about stepping fully into your power, becoming the best version of yourself, and aligning with people who see your worth from the start. And here's the most beautiful part of it all. When you truly heal, you don't even need their apology, their regret. That's their burden to carry, not yours. 8. Let them watch, let them wonder, but keep moving. They will watch from a distance. They will wonder if they should reach out. They will see you becoming someone they no longer have access to. But by the time they realize your worth, you'll already be too far ahead. This is your time, your era, your glow up. So drop A in the comments if you know you've leveled up, and let the world know the ones who didn't appreciate you are nothing more than a lesson in your rearview mirror.